Hey!
Yo.
Naughton-Lewis is filling in for Jess Hilarious.
Good morning, y'all.
Charlamagne the guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday. Good morning.
Good morning. How you feeling out there?
I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners here on The Breakfast Club. What's happening? Good morning.
That's right. Hopefully you guys are okay last night after hopefully taking the kids trick-or-treating, or maybe you were out partying last night for Halloween.
I feel like people wasn't really in the Halloween spirit last night. Like, I didn't
see a lot of parents out yesterday.
No, I mean, I didn't see a lot of adults, in costume.
I felt like that too. Even so, you know how we played the costume game yesterday? Mm-hmm. I felt like that yesterday because it was hard to find costumes, and then today too. I feel like I saw some posts, but normally people do it up for Halloween and like post it on the timeline and all that. I didn't see much of that either.
I didn't see that either.
I didn't see it out when I was taking the kids trick or treating. There wasn't too many people dressed up at all.
I feel like Halloween snuck up on us though a little bit this year.
It's the same day every year.
I don't know.
Since I've been alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get that feeling.
And it's so warm out, you would think people would want to.
Maybe the warmth did it a little bit too, because it was just a lot. When I was trick-or-treating last night, there was a lot of dads just in shorts and T-shirts.
It's summertime right now. Like, it's
just like, look, it is what it is.
I saw adults in shorts and T-shirts last night and this morning. Somebody showed me videos of, Eddie, you know we can hear you. I saw a video. I saw videos of people yesterday showing me flowers blooming.
Yeah.
Are trying to bloom.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how you know the world is out of whack.
That's right.
My grandma say this is how you know it's the times, the ends of the times.
Oh, my grandma used to say the same thing.
Every year, right? Every year,
Not every
6
year.
months. No, my grandma say it every year, every 6 months. She be like, get you never know. That this is a sign of the times.
My grandma been gone since 2005. She was saying this in the 80s.
Jesus.
She was saying it in the 80s, the sign of the times. I will tell you one thing, one of my favorite things to do is when I'm walking in, just talking to like the parking attendants and everybody else like that. A lot of brothers this morning. One of the brothers stopped me this morning. He said, "Hey man, I already got my vote in."
That's good.
He said, "I voted for Harris."
That's amazing.
And then he said, "What the D stand for?" And I was like, "What?" He said, "What the D stand for?" The D in her name.
So
I was like, "Oh, Debbie." I really didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, "What?"
What you was about to say when he said that?
I thought he was talking about Democrat. I thought he meant like what the D next to her name. He meant the D in her middle name, which is Debbie.
Yeah, you know what? Yesterday too, I seen a couple kids dressed as Donald Trump too. I don't know if you seen that. Did you see that yesterday?
It's a great horror. I mean, he's one of the most horrific characters ever.
You're right.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Great Halloween costume.
Yeah, you're right. And I also noticed that you could tell it's an inflation because the kids didn't get that much candy.
Really?
What? Nah, usually they come with their...
There is no inflation, though. You see, you just told a big-ass lie on the radio.
What is it?
Inflation is like 2.4%
well, let me
right
rephrase
now.
that. I can tell people don't have it like they did.
You can tell that these corporations are jacking up the prices of things.
Yeah, because people don't have it like they use. Because usually kids have a lot of candy, and that was one of the things that a lot of kids were saying, that usually their buckets are up full, and it wasn't like that this year. So,
but also people are getting away from candy, like meaning that they don't want to give kids candy because it's just simply not healthy.
That's
so
true.
People are trying to find other alternatives. Like we were trick or treating in the same place last night. I saw people giving away hot dogs and
hot dogs. There was a lot of glizzies.
They
were giving away hot dog cotton candy.
I know. That sounds like a barbecue.
Candy.
There was a couple of stands, a couple of hot dogs.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, I like that way better anyway.
But that's because it was warm yesterday too. Like,
they do that every year. Like
really,
that. Hot dogs, cotton candy. They have waters and Capri Suns and stuff like that for the kids. It was pretty cool though. All right, well today on this show we have Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell. They'll be joining us. He is the national director of the Working Families Party, and of course Naturi. They'll be here.
She's from the Power Party.
That's right.
She represents the Power Party.
And this is something big. We have Kayden Mingo here. Now, Kayden Mingo is ranked top 10 high school basketball player. Next year, he's going to college, and he's actually coming on the Breakfast Club this morning to announce what college he is attending.
That is a first. We've never had that happen before.
Usually, sometimes students go to ESPN to do it, or they go to wherever to do it, but he wanted to come to the Breakfast Club and announce what school he is going to be attending next year. And like I said, he is the top 10 high school players out of ESPN's 100. He's a 4-star combo guard. He's from Long Island, and we're going to be talking to him in a little bit today. So that's going to be a first. His name is Kayden Mingo. So make sure you look the young man up. All right, but let's get the show cracking. We got front page news with Morgan. When we come back, we got Morgan on, right? Yep, and we'll do that when we come back, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Naughton-Lewis filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Now, last night in Thursday Night Football, the Jets beat the Texans 21-13. All right. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, we have made it to the weekend. How y'all feeling? Good? Y'all
Yes,
feeling
black and
good?
highly favored.
Good. And yes, I absolutely did have dinner last night on the Halloween trail. Hot dogs, hamburgers, for sure. Yes, that's it. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Countdown is on with Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 5 days away. And on top of your front page news, making sure you exercise your right to vote. We love to see it. Former President Donald Trump, now he's already claiming that Pennsylvania is cheating after hundreds of fraudulent registration applications were recently turned in. Now, state officials are making it clear that those were not votes, but rather applications found to have been submitted by paid canvassers. A safeguard kicked in to prevent any cheating and rejected them while an investigation is still ongoing. Now, Trump posted on his social media platform Truth Social yesterday that the state is getting caught cheating at large-scale levels rarely seen before. Let's hear those comments from former President Trump in regards to cheating in Pennsylvania.
They've already started cheating in Lancaster. They've cheated. We caught them with 2,600 votes. And every vote was written by the same person. I wonder how that happened.
Always remember, whatever Trump is accusing people of, he's already doing or has done. It's always straight projection. Because I've been telling you on this radio for months that they're already plotting on stealing your election. You're going to have a bunch of GOP elected officials around the country who refuse to certify the results of the election. He's got the Supreme Court on his side that'll help him win. But it's going to be hard for him to do because he's not currently in power as president. But it's going to be difficult. He's going to make it dangerous.
Yes, and this is where it begins. Again, not votes, but just applications, guys. So Trump's campaign is also suing Philadelphia, Bucks County over claims of voter intimidation, and long lines of people tried to get mail-in ballots Tuesday, the deadline to request them. And of course, there's been no evidence produced of that. Meanwhile, Pennsylvania Secretary of Commonwealth Al Schmidt says election officials statewide are working hard to ensure free, fair, safe, and secure election after fraudulent registration applications were submitted. Let's hear from him.
When you have cases like this, it should encourage people to have more faith in the system, not less.
Yeah, so Pennsylvania Attorney General Michelle Henry is also entering the chat, responding to allegations of voter fraud in the state. Henry said attempts to submit fraudulent voter applications forms in York, Lancaster, and other counties were uncovered and defeated. She noted that the fraudulent materials did not include any ballots. Again, not votes, just applications. Henry says the investigations are ongoing and those who committed the fraud will be held accountable. So there is some stuff going on, but we got to be clear about what that stuff is. So, yeah. Moving on, Trump rallied in Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico yesterday, which New Mexico is traditionally a blue state, while Arizona and Nevada are swing states. Trump officials claim there is momentum in the entire region, and they slammed VP Harris's border policies. Let's hear from Trump at his rally in New Mexico.
If we could bring God down from heaven, he could be the vote counter, we would win this, we'd win California, we'd win a lot of states. Do you know that in 4 years, almost 4 years, she never called Border Patrol once, and yet she was in charge of the border? That's not too good. That's not. She's a stiff. She's a total stiff, and she lies.
Yes. Any thoughts on that? You're like, same old song.
Yeah, we've been hearing the same thing for the longest time now.
Man. Like, and it's just things that just aren't accurate, you know? That's all I can tell you. Like, she was not in charge of the border. Like, it's just things that weren't accurate. The border is a bipartisan issue, and it's going to take bipartisan legislation, you know, to properly secure the border. And there was bipartisan legislation in place, but Donald Trump shot it down because he did not want to give the Democrats any political win in an election season. Those are just facts. Now, did the Biden administration get a lot of things wrong at the border early on? Yes. But once again, it's not, just a one-party issue. It's a bipartisan issue. It's going to take both parties to fix it. There was something in place to fix it. He shot it down. That's just a fact.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, Trump is also suing CBS for $10 billion for allegedly making Harris's 60 Minutes interview look good, supposedly. His legal team filed a claim towards the network, saying that they edited the footage to cast her in a positive light. Now, the lawsuit says that CBS participated in a partisan and unlawful acts of election and voter interference and substantial news distortion when it aired the interview. So, yep, there's more to be had. And
so when can we sue for billions of dollars for them using me and Envy's likeness in his
in the trans ad,
his anti-trans ads without our permission?
Now you know he don't have no $1 billion.
Well, he is $1.8 billion in debt right now, but that ain't the point. Okay, what lawyer want to take the case? Who want to take the case for us to sue Donald Trump?
Pro bono.
Okay, for using our likeness without permission.
That's right.
Keyword pro bono. Okay, who wants
that means free.
Yes. All right.
That's your front page news for 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Stick around. We'll get caught up with what's going on with VP Harris.
I wonder if during Thursday Night Football if that commercial ran. I'm just curious. All right. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. Let us know how your Halloween is. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Everything with me is blessed.
Call up now. 800-585-1051.
Not just me. I'm what the coach of feeling.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this Duke from Carolina.
Duke from Carolina. Good morning.
Peace, Duke.
Good morning.
Get it off your chest, Duke.
Yeah, I was just calling to let y'all know that I voted yesterday. Got my early vote in. Voted for Kamala.
Okay, good job.
Yep. And then next thing I want to get off my chest is I noticed Halloween ain't like it used to be. Like back in the days, I could like go the house to house by myself. But nowadays, you don't even see that anymore. You see trunk or treating.
Yeah.
And that's barely hitting.
I like trunk or treat at the schools.
Trunk or treating is dope. Yeah.
I mean, I
like
grew up
that
Jehovah's Witness, so I didn't get to celebrate Halloween, so I'm mad because I'm like, damn, don't y'all quit now that I can celebrate.
Well, trunk or treat, Lauren, is when the parents they pull their cars up in the parking lot and they decorate the cars. Like some cars, they decorate to look like a Beetlejuice car or a Barbie theme song, a car or
I
this
saw
car.
people posting that. I thought they were just doing it because they wanted to.
No, and that way it's safe and the kids can go to
Crazy part
each
is
trunk.
I've never been to trunk or treating.
No, it's really good
I
for
like
kids.
trunk or treat.
Yeah.
And it is parents, so you know that the candy's safe. It's a safe environment. There's usually police officers around. There's fire department. Like the fire department's part of it. It's really nice.
And a lot of people don't want people just walking up to their door and ringing their bell. So that's another reason I like trunk or treat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Oh, last thing I wanted to say, man. I wanted to give a happy birthday to my little brother Orlando Keon. His birthday was this past weekend, and that's it. I'm pretty sure he's listening to the Breakfast Club right now.
Happy born day, Orlando.
Happy birthday.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Carol.
Hey, Carol. Good morning.
PA. Good morning, guys. I love you all. Andy, Charlamagne, and Lauren. You guys are great.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Carol, can you wait, Carol? Can you take us off Bluetooth or speaker because you sound you're in and out.
Okay. All right. I got a bone with you guys.
What's up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My bone to pick is that I listen to you guys every morning. I'm a van driver, school van driver, and I'm on my way to pick my kids up.
Okay.
And every morning for the last couple of weeks, you start out with Trump. Oh, I'm so sick of Trump. He lies so bad. He turns things around. My thing is, and then you say, we'll talk about Vice President Harris in the next hour. Give her props first. Talk about her first. And then if you have time in the next hour, talk about Trump. Stop giving him all this play.
Well, you talking to Morgan then. Morgan does the front page news. Morgan,
stop talking about Trump so much, Morgan. But I mean, it's politics season, so she's talking about both. And
it's a presidential election. I do understand what you're saying, though.
But anyway, you guys should keep doing what you're doing. You're great for the black community. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderfully blessed day.
And you be safe on the road with them kids, too.
I will.
Alrighty now.
She told Morgan, Morgan, you better watch what you sent her, baby girl. Okay, you need to watch what you sent her. All right, send her the right stories, Morgan. You always want to give Donald Trump all the headlines, Morgan. Damn.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, peace and blessings, man. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Sean Stone. What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
Listen, man, I wasn't able to. First of all, let me say good morning to the host, radio host.
Sean, it's Friday. Don't call in here with all that mad at the world stuff now. I like to laugh and I like to talk. All right? Don't call in here with all that mad at the world stuff.
Whenever I have a call in mad at the world.
Every goddamn phone call.
Every time you call.
It'd be like 3 things, too. No, I agree. Last time you were upset about, I don't even remember.
You see that? You don't even know yourself, Sean.
Lauren, you said you didn't remember.
Because you just a mad caller. Like you don't even. You know what? Let me take a step back. What are you calling for, Sean? Go ahead. Go ahead. What you calling for?
My goodness, my mental health. Please, Lord, help.
Come on, Sean.
Listen, I want to thank everybody because I called, I think, 2 weeks ago about the hurricane.
Yes.
And I put my Cash App out there. I just want to thank everybody that blessed my Cash App, and I really appreciate it. Me and my family really appreciate it. And I just want to shout out a couple of names that blessed my Cash App.
Okay.
Charlamagne?
Yes, and I know you pivoted because you called up here since in the last 2 weeks you ain't think nobody, but now all of a sudden you think. But go ahead.
And the other day I asked you, like, how are you? And it was because the last time we had heard from you, it was the hurricane stuff.
See?
And
Let
you
the
just
man
started going
live.
on.
Go ahead, brother.
Listen, Charlamagne, I was trying to thank people yesterday, but then you brought up that you always bring up Kayden whenever I show up.
I remember now you were complaining about the lyrics and the Dirk and the...
Yes. I wasn't complaining, Lauren. I just want the rappers to understand when God blesses you to come out of the community that you come out of, you have to thank God for your blessing and not waste it. That's all I was saying, Lauren.
Gotcha.
But I want to shout out Amber Townsend, Rhonda Florence, Trey Taylor, and Mama Smoke and Rodney. There's a lot of people that blessed me, and I can't mention everybody's name. I just want to say thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart.
There you go, Sean.
Yes, sir. Gratitude should be your attitude always. When you appreciate, the things that have happened to you, you always get blessed with more. So good. I'm glad that you did that.
And before I go, ladies and gentlemen, stop celebrating Halloween. It's a pagan holiday.
Oh my God! You see what I'm saying?
See, we was there. Like we just said that. We was there. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Shay.
Hey, Shay.
Peace,
Good
Shay.
morning. Now, it says that you had a horrible voting experience yesterday. What happened? Or maybe it was a good one.
Yes. Well, no, it was a bad experience.
What happened?
So the attendance at the voting poll was not nice. My husband, he was on his phone. He was looking down at his phone, a video on his phone, and she said loudly, "You cannot be on your phone. You got to put your phone away." And she said that in the state of Georgia, it's illegal to have your phone out.
That's true.
And I had my phone in my hand, and I didn't know that. I just put it away in my purse afterwards. And the next thing was her saying that we couldn't talk. Like, we were just kind of whispering with each other as we were, like, in the poll voting. And she was saying that we couldn't talk, like, stop talking. So it reminded me of school. It was a less than pleasant experience. So I just wanted to encourage others, if you go to the polls and you need a negative attitude, or if you did not know that you couldn't have your phone out, just have that awareness.
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is true, though. You can't have your phones out when you go into the polling place. You can't talk. You can't wear any political paraphernalia. Like, you can't wear anything that supports or is in opposition against any of the candidates. Like, this is true. These are just.
But I also feel like what she was saying is the way that you speak to people, right, and the way that you talk to people. And if you said, "Hey, ma'am, I'm sorry, you can't be on your phone in here; it's against the law," you'd be like, "Oh, okay, no problem." Or if you said, "Hey, ma'am, you can't talk in here because people are voting," you'd be like, "Okay." But now, if you talk to me with disrespect, the first thing I'm gonna feel like you're talking to me like I'm a child, not you trying to play me.
Or if you're already going in the voters booth, and you think that the people there are racist, and you think because you black you voting for Kamala, and you think they mad at you because they looking at you like, oh, you probably voting for Kamala, you already got a grudge, and you already think that everything that they say to you is racist. How about that? Have you ever thought about that?
Well, let's ask Shay. What happened, Shay?
I know that's what happened with Shay.
That's how I be feeling sometimes.
Well, they were actually black, and I'm black as well. So I figured, they thought that I would be voting for Kamala, and so it really wasn't that. It was just the experience. It was a tone of voice, like you said, DJ. Her tone was speaking to us like we were children, and I'm like, okay, we're not children. We're not in school, and I'm just used to more black voting. I'm from Alabama, and I've never had that experience. I've never been told that I couldn't have my phone out. So it was really just a surprise for us.
I understand.
Well, I'm glad you voted. I'm sorry you had a horrible experience, Mama.
Yeah, no problem. The last thing I want to say is I took my kids trick-or-treating last night, and I noticed that none of the people with Trump signs in their yard were giving out candy. No one. Like, their lights were out. None of the Trumpers were giving out candy, and I just thought that was a bit strange.
Well, okay.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I would go to the house anyway.
Like, why is that strange?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, my husband, he was like, why are you avoiding the houses with the signs? So there's a lot of Trump signs in Georgia in some of the neighborhoods. And I was like, I'm not avoiding them. They don't have their porch light on. But, yeah, I just noticed that they weren't giving out candy. And probably because they knew that they had their signs in their yard. So they were just, like, sensitive to the fact that, you know, they got a sign and they really didn't want to give out candy or whatever. So I don't know. I just found it to be true voting or being here in Georgia.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like, people were ignoring houses with Trump signs last night.
I have no
idea.
We didn't give out no candy last night.
Well, you didn't give out no candy?
Hell no.
Yeah, I wasn't even at home. I wasn't even home.
You went trick-or-treating?
Yeah, I went trick-or-treating.
Okay.
But we didn't give out no candy at the house.
Yeah, I wasn't even home. My kids, we went to other people's houses.
By the way my anxiety set up, I don't like people just coming to my door all the time. Like, I don't like that. Like, and I know it's Halloween, but it's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So, no, I'm not the house that gives out candy.
Yeah, I'm with Charlamagne. I didn't even open the gate. But get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now we got Jess With The Mess with Naughton-Lewis coming up.
We do. And yesterday, it finally happened. It has been ruled Young Thug will be released. So we are going to get into the breakdown of everything that went down yesterday in court with him.
Okay, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess with Naughton-Lewis.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shoe.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
All right, y'all. So I had teased that Young Thug was going to be released. Young Thug is free. So the jail records for Fulton County Jail, which is where he was being held, have him released as of 10/31/2024. And he had been booked in May of 2022. Now, this has been noted as one of the longest trials in Georgia state history, and it has finally come to an end Yesterday, Thug and his team, along with the judge, they were able to come to an agreement on a plea deal. So originally what happened, they were trying to come up with this plea deal between Thug's team and the prosecution, but they couldn't come to a middle point. So the judge got involved and said, okay, he's going to plead no contest, and then the judge will be able to make the final decision. So what happened is, and because of that, the state recommended that Thug get a 45-year sentence. They wanted 25 years in prison and 20 years of probation. Now, originally, Thug had pleaded not guilty in 2022 when he was first arrested, but because he decided to plead guilty to certain things in this, here's what he ended up with. So he pled no contest to conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and leading a criminal street gang, and guilty to everything else. Now he is looking at a 40-year sentence, but this is how it's going to break down. So it's 15 years of probation. He got 5 years of time served. Now, if he messes up at any point on that probation, there's a backloaded 20 years that he will instantly have to serve.
20 years in prison.
Yes, 20
Correct.
years. Now, the judge in court had some words for Thug, and she was basically just telling him, like, look, I'm giving you the chance to get out here, be better, be around better people, do better things. And Thug had some words to say in response to her. Let's take a listen.
I take full responsibility for my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom, my managers, my kids, really everybody that got something to do with this situation. I want to say sorry for just like having so much time investing into this. I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool. You can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad. The choice is yours. It's up to you. I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust and just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's out of this type of situation. I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me. And I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home.
Dropping the clues bombs for Young Thug. I mean, you hear the brother holding himself responsible. You hear the brother taking accountability. You know what I want Jeffrey to do immediately? Ask the judge if he can go away to some type of wellness retreat. Like, go get his mind and spirit right. Like,
that would be amazing.
Yes, if he has any, substance abuse issues that he needs to deal with, like, go away and really, really get that help and, go do something. Go deal with that trauma that you've been experiencing the last 2.5 years to help you readjust to being back, because they want to violate you.
Yeah,
you know them.
And 15 years is a long time, and he has a lot of conditions that we are going to get into. And also, too, in the court, we didn't, because his speech was kind of long, so we didn't play the whole thing, but he also apologized to his mom, his kids, and just, everyone that has had to take the time to be invested in this and let them know we will never get back here again. Now, when we talk about that 15 years release, it is very important that he follows all of the rules that the judge is giving him, because she made it very clear they're not going to take it lightly on him if he does not. There's a lot of conditions, so I'm just going to touch on a few of them. He has a certain amount of time, I believe it's like 24 to 48 hours to vacate the Metro Atlanta area, and once he vacates, he cannot be back in the Metro Atlanta area unless he is there for a wedding, a funeral, a graduation, and then his lawyer asked, could they add an immediate family member's serious medical condition, because all his family, his kids are in Atlanta. He is able to come to Atlanta, but he can be there for 24 hours and must leave 24 hours after if he's having to work. The judge also asks that he does a lot of community things. She mentioned 4 times a year, each year of his probation, he must do something anti-gang, like presentation, and she said that it can be a live show.
How can I do community things if I can't go to my community, though? Is he allowed to go for certain things?
Yeah, he can get approved for certain things. He just can't be there like hanging out.
Got you.
And of course, no contact with any of the members that were defendants in this case. No contact with any members of any street gangs. He's not allowed to, anything that can be misinterpreted as gang language, gang signs, anything. He cannot do any of that. No contact with the victims of any family or the family of any victims involved in a case. He can be around like licensed security guards with firearms, but of course now he's a convicted felon, so he can't be around. He can't have guns himself. They're going to do random drug screenings. His persons can randomly be searched, so he waived his 4th Amendment, so anytime they can pop up and conduct searches. He can travel in and out of the state and the country, because she said in court, I understand that that's what you do for work and to make your money, but there just has to be a conversation. There's going to be conditions around that.
Correct.
And I will say, I've watched a lot of trials like this, and this judge was very, very fair at this point. There was one point in time where the prosecution came in and said, it's not fair that he gets to plead no contest to the heavier weight of the charges when we've been here and the state has taken all this time. And the judge said that's not his fault, and I'm not going to make him have to do that. If he's willing to take on all these conditions and plead guilty to what he's going to plead guilty to, at this point, I think it's fair that we do that. And I will say too, his judge.
What if we find out that judge got so much Young Thug on her playlist? I will say
she is an upstanding. Upstanding citizen. She did her thing about making it fair.
Shug has 6 kids, and I'm happy he's home to see those kids. But something that you said earlier, Charlamagne, and I was talking about last night. I wonder if Thug will be able to perform his old songs.
Oh, because some of them got that slack,
he's talking the slang and the quote unquote gang stuff in his songs. But that's how he would make his money. Like, that's his catalog. He can't.
He better bleep stuff out. Honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't even play them games. He asked in court as well, can he be able to work with his brother and Gunna, which was a big deal.
Oh, that Gunna apology tour gonna be so hilarious.
Make the new music. We know we can play your old songs for you. Okay, I don't even want him to play no games with nothing. I will say too, last night Mariah the Scientist was here in New York with Lotto, and I was like, I wonder what she gonna say on stage, because this all happened as she was coming out. Sis got on stage and said, let's wrap this up and let me get on that jet. She trying to get back to her man, okay? She held him down.
Salute to Mariah the Scientist. Jeffrey has the opportunity to do so much good in the community, and when you get blessed with this kind of second chances for a reason, so I'm very, very intrigued to see what he does in the future, and I'm rooting for him to do all the right things, because them people want to violate the stipulations of that probation, and those folks gonna be on your ass, so please do the right thing. And can I let my N-word talk for just a minute?
Go ahead.
Yep.
I know what I'm about to say is some straight up group chat foolishness.
Let it fly.
But I need the record to show that Young Thug got to be one of the top 5 realest street rappers ever.
Yes.
At least top 3 at this point. I don't know what this man has done or has not done as far as the street's concerned, but I do know he got jammed up for it and didn't say a word.
Held it.
So
everybody and their mama was testifying against Jeffrey. They was pointing him out to be the leader of this organized crime family, and that man didn't say a damn thing. Not a tweet, not a statement, nothing. The nigga in me is impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I told Envy that this morning. I said I know he had to be at some point crying to himself.
Nah,
but you ain't seen not there in that courtroom.
He got an attorney, and I hope it works out for Jeffrey.
Hey man. Also too, I got to get that same energy to YFN Lucci because that brother been jammed up for a minute and hasn't said a word either. And him and Thug, you know, from what we've been told, are mortal enemies, and they didn't even tell on each other.
No.
So according to the laws of the street, they supposed to get statues.
I can't.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Can't wait for the music. Can't wait for the music.
Statues. Okay.
I don't know where you're gonna put the statues, but yeah, you're absolutely
Just
right.
don't have no
Can't put
signs
them in
in
Metro Atlanta.
Can't put them in Metro Atlanta.
But y'all better build something for him on Cleveland Street. Okay.
He'll never see it.
You may not ever see it, or see it on social
Take
media.
pictures.
I'm just saying, according to the laws of the street,
correct.
They're supposed to get statues.
That's right.
And then shout out to Thug.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Morgan Wood will be joining us. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Now, don't forget, Kayden Mingo will be joining us this morning. Kayden Mingo is a top 10 basketball player in high school right now. And this morning at 8 o'clock, he's going to decide what college he's going to. All right. He's from Long Island. ESPN ranks him top 10 as a guard. And this morning on the Breakfast Club, he's going to decide here live what school he's going to be going to. So make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock. And let's get in some front page news. Last night in sports, the Jets beat the Texans 21-13. Did you see highlights of the game, Charlamagne?
No.
You see the Jets player who got the touchdown but dropped the ball right before the touchdown?
No, you know what I was doing last night? After I got back from trick-or-treating, I was laying on my heating pad and I was watching some of the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. I ain't even watched no sports.
Oh, yeah.
Passed right by it. Didn't care.
I actually fell asleep. I actually walking around with the kids. My back was hurting. I actually went to sleep.
I fell asleep watching a documentary too.
Mm-hmm. Well, good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. So the countdown is on with Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. 4 days away. And on top of the front page news, making sure you exercise your right to vote. Okay, so before heading to Arizona, Vice President Harris addressed comments former President Trump made recently about protecting women, quote, whether they like it or not.
Now, didn't that lady just tell you stop centering Trump stories? Here you go. Here you go, Morgan. The woman just called up here.
She sure did, but this one's about Harris though, and her comments and how she responded to Trump. So let's hear more from VP Harris on protecting women.
It actually is, I think, very offensive to women in terms of not understanding their agency, their authority, their right, and their ability to make decisions about their own lives, including their own bodies. And this is just the latest on a series of reveals by the former president of how he thinks about women and their agency.
So Harris held rallies in the Southwest swing states of Nevada and Arizona before taking the stage in Arizona. She talked about not belittling voters for their choice while also slamming Donald Trump. Here's what she had to say, Harris, on Trump.
I do not believe, and I will speak for myself, that we should ever criticize people based on who they vote for. He is someone who talks full time about the enemy within. He speaks ill of America. He refers to us as a garbage can. Exhausted with his rhetoric, exhausted with that approach, exhausted with an approach that Donald Trump has that's trying to divide our country and have Americans point fingers at each other.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't understand why they even let him pull up in the garbage truck and try to change the narrative and try to harp on whatever it is President Biden said about, the supporters of the Trump, whatever, being trashed, whatever it was. Because he literally says the same type of rhetoric. He called America a garbage can a week ago.
Right. He a troll, you know that.
All right, yeah, well, actually, VP Harris, she took the stage in Arizona saying that she will fight for the American people. Let's hear those comments from VP Harris.
In this election, we have an opportunity to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump trying to keep us divided and afraid of each other. We're done with that. We're exhausted with that. And it is my pledge to you that if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
Yeah, so Harris has been endorsed recently. Of course, Bill Clinton, former President Bill Clinton, has been on the campaign trail for her. Hillary Clinton will be in Tampa this upcoming weekend for her. LeBron James, he took to social media to endorse her, saying, "When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me." So she's been receiving a lot of endorsements. Also the Avengers, which I thought was kind of cool. The Avengers are assembling again to endorse VP Harris for president. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, and more. They all took to social media to endorse the VP for president. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, switching gears, you guys, we're on verdict watch right now. The jury is deliberating in the Brett Hankinson trial. That's the former Louisville police officer who is in his second civil rights trial for his actions during the botched raid, say her name, at Breonna Taylor's apartment in 2020. The first civil rights trial ended in a deadlocked jury, and he was previously acquitted of state charges. Jurors asked questions on the of the court as to whether Taylor was a living victim at the time Hankinson fired shots into her apartment. The defense brought up the possibility that Taylor was already dead during closing arguments. Now, Hankinson faces civil rights violations for firing into the apartments of Taylor and her next door neighbor, those wanton charges. Again, the former officer could face life in prison if convicted. And bringing things home quickly to New York, Mayor Adams, he's expected to return to federal court today for his bribery and fraud case. Lawyers for the mayor are asking that the charge against Adams be dropped, those bribery charges be dropped. They say prosecutors have yet to prove there was any quid pro quo in the matter. Prosecutors have claimed that Adams took luxury travel from Turkish officials in exchange for smoothing the way the new Turkish consulate to be built in New York City. Now, Adams has pled not guilty to those corruption charges, but we will see what happens in court today. All right, y'all. Happy November 1st. It's now Gobble Gobble season, right? That's your front page news. Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan.
All right. Now, when we come back, Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell will be joining us. Maurice Mitchell is the National Director of the Working Families Party, and we're going to talk to them next, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so Lauren LaRosa is filling in. And we got some special guests in the building. We have Naturi Naughton and Maurice Mitchell. Welcome. How y'all feeling?
Welcome. Naturi Naughton-Lewis. Don't forget my last name.
They didn't put Lewis. I'm sorry, Miss Lewis.
Yeah, they didn't put my married name.
Put Lewis on.
Put some respect on that name.
Put some respect on my married name.
Put some respect on our damn name. Naturi Naughton-Lewis.
Yes.
How y'all feeling
How's
this morning?
the energy? Everything good?
Everything's good. Can't complain.
Blessed. So happy to be here. I know we're less than a week until Election Day, so man,
a couple days.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The Working Families Party, Maurice, you're the National Director. Yeah, I remember Jill Stein brought y'all up when she was here on The Breakfast Club. Was that an accurate representation?
I get excited when people have our names in their mouths, right? Because generally that means we're doing that work. We're putting in work. And the Working Families Party, for those of you that may not know what we do, what happens where everyday people come together, people who aren't picked from the political establishment, we come together and we demand a seat at the agenda setting table, right? Because we're talking about elections, but it's really about setting agendas and building agendas. And so when people are looking, they say like, well, I'm fed up with this party or that party, we want something else. We're that something else. And I like to say that we're a non-delusional grassroots third party.
Break that down.
And so what that means is, we cook what we have in the kitchen, right? So I grew up working class, right? And, I can't always have money to buy a gourmet meal, but I'll look what we have in the kitchen, I'll make a gourmet meal, right? And so we run people as independent WFP people sometimes when we can, if there's a path to win. Like, for example, how many of you know who Tish James is?
Absolutely.
Okay. What you may not know is that
Attorney General.
That's right. She started as a independent Working Families candidate in 2003 and worked her way up to becoming Attorney General. She was a lawyer. She was a public defender and a consumer protection lawyer. And the political establishment wanted nothing to do with her. The white establishment, the black establishment, the Democratic Party establishment. And we joined forces with her. And historically, we defeated the Republicans and Democrats and got her elected as a city council person, right, not too far from here in Brooklyn. I remember, I'm from New York. I remember in New York when we had a Republican governor, a Republican mayor, Republicans in the state Senate. It was through the Working Families Party. People talk about down ballot races, right? Actually focusing on down ballot races so that in city council and in state legislatures, we moved the establishment closer to the people so we could deliver on a $15 minimum wage. So the Working Families Party is about putting results down for everyday working people.
What got you involved with the Working Families Party, Naturi?
Well, amen to everything Maurice said. What got me involved is really just my passion for politics. I went to Seton Hall for political science, and, you know, they reached out to me and my husband too and was like, look, how can we get involved? And really, it was just a natural, I think, organic relationship. I am really, you know, big in Jersey, big in my community. And then, you know, doing things for the pushback was how we kind of first initially connected. And the pushback just made me honestly more aware of Project 2025 and how I needed to use my voice. So we went to Philly. We've been canvassing, knocking on doors, going to people, making sure that early voting is happening. So really just getting involved was a natural, organic relationship. And I'm glad that Working Families is using the culture, you know, because of influence that we have. I wanted to get involved, and it's been making a difference.
But y'all pushing for the VP, right? Y'all don't have your own candidate.
We're an independent third party. And look, we tell the people the truth. So if we can't find a path,
decide.
Right. So if we can't find a path to victory, right? Because one of the ways to define a party is like parties organize winning. And one way to evaluate a party is to ask, what is your path to victory and what is your strategy? If we don't see a path to victory, we don't waste our people's time, money, and energy. We could not see a way for us to run a candidate from the WFP at the top of the ticket. So what we did, it is a binary choice. Anybody that's telling you that on Tuesday, anybody but Donald Trump or Kamala Harris are going to win that election are either lying to you or they don't know the basics of civics in this country. So when we saw this binary...
you just pissed off the Green Party.
Jill Stein, that's the first person I thought of when you said that.
No, I mean, look,
You're not lying, though.
my job as an organizer is to tell the truth, right? And this isn't directed at anybody in particular. This is just the truth. Between now and Election Day, it is a binary choice. Either the VP or Donald Trump will get elected. And the thing that I want to say and how it comes back to the pushback, because the pushback is a project of our sister organization, Working Families Power. It's a public education program.
Pun intended.
Right? Yeah, pun intended. And it's designed because, look, I want to go back to the RNC. How many people remember the RNC and remember seeing Sister Amber Rose on stage, right?
Of course.
Okay. The reason why that concerned me is that I think we could all agree that she was able to establish herself. She was able to feed her family. She was able to become a celebrity through our culture, right? Could we all agree that that's true?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm a student of history. I know that Black culture has always been a force to tell the truth, to speak truth to power, has always played that role. And I also know that when folks in our culture have had the ability, had the privilege to rise to the highest levels and been able to establish themselves and have celebrity and have a little money in their pocket, that they always established, they kept that relationship between them and the streets, everyday working class, Black and brown people. And so even though you could maybe vote for a candidate that will give you a tax cut and benefit you because you're in a certain tax bracket, you remember the people that brought you there.
Exactly.
You remember your aunties and uncles and cousins.
That's right.
And so there's
And we can't leave those people behind.
Yes.
The average American, working American, the real people. And that's also, again, what makes me so passionate about the work of Working Families and Maurice and his team. You know, it just makes sense to reach back. Just like you said, you know, I may have made it to a certain point, but I still look at people from East Orange or from certain inner cities, Newark, New Jersey, and make sure that they know we care and we see you. And that's hopefully what will inspire people to vote for whoever you feel like is going to bring the change that is needed. But we all, you know, I know how I feel. And I just, as a woman, as a Black woman, you know, I'm very excited to see, you know, America do what they got to do.
Exactly. And
what were you saying about Amber Rose?
What I was going to say is, like, I feel like there's three categories of people who are currently violating code. And you have 50 Cent on recently, right? Okay. And I remember he said that they...
You feel like 50 violated code too?
No, I want to say this. No, I want to bring it up because... No, listen. Because, look, he spilled the tea. They wanted to offer him the bag, $3 million. To his credit, he denied the bag.
Right.
He denied the bag, right?
Twice.
Right?
He's smart.
So, right? And so there's 3 categories. People who have accepted the bag, which means they don't believe any of this. Right? They're willing to swallow their pride and accept a white supremacist agenda for the bag. Then there's people who actually believe in the agenda and they're taking the bag.
Yeah.
And I think the 3rd category to me is the saddest life. You're not even getting the bag. And you're so thirsty for their approval that you're willing to use your platform, use your voice in order to advance the billionaire extremist agenda, the Project 2025 agenda. Because like elections are not about, the orange crazy man and what he says and the black lady, right? Elections are about the future. Elections are about agendas, which is why we're so focused on the public education around Project 2025 because on one side is the Project 2025 agenda. And then there's been people who said like, well, I don't believe Donald Trump read Project 2025. Exactly. That's the point of Project 2025.
All right, we have more with Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. We're still kicking it with Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell. He's the National Director of the Working Families Party. Lauren?
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
You said, and you don't have to talk about this if you're not comfortable, but you just said that you struggled with the thoughts of abortion.
Yes.
Why? Like, what
Well, no, I wasn't sure that I wanted to have my first child. I never really talked about this, but essentially, I think that when I was shooting Power, I became pregnant. It was an unexpected pregnancy, and I'm super blessed. My daughter Zuri is amazing, and I'm so glad she's here. But in all honesty, I wrote and directed my first short film. It's called 333, and it's about somewhat an experience that I had and also the mental anguish of making that choice. And I wanted to use film as a way to give women and people, and there's men, I have Burgundy Baker who stars in it from The Chi, John Clarence Stewart, Vanessa Bell Calloway. And this film, 333, just gives us a chance to look at the issue of abortion in not a politicized way, but in a human way, and deal with. So my experience just made me realize, like, even me, even though I was on a hit show, this is season 4 and Power was at its height, I didn't know if I could be a good mother. And I wasn't sure if I would be enough. I didn't know if I was going to make enough money. I didn't know if the show was going to get canceled. Like, there were so many things. I didn't know if I was going to get married, and I didn't. I became a single mom very quickly. So, until I met my husband when my daughter was almost 2, I wasn't really sure. So I'll just say that that's what I channeled, those emotions, and that's also why women's rights and reproductive rights is so important to me at this time. So,
333, the ascended masters are right by your side, assisting you with whatever it is that you're focusing on. That's why
333, and it's also just this interesting, there's so much power in those numbers, and you'll see, like, when you see my film, which will be out next year in festivals, but essentially it is completion, and also what you focus on, it will come. So whatever your choice is, don't feel haunted by that, and just be able to go forth and focus on the future. And that's what my film is about.
You talked about earlier wanting people to know you outside of Power.
Yeah.
And when he brought up 50 earlier, you were like, oh my God, I didn't even want that to come up. And
you knew that was coming up, though.
But
that man just left here a couple days ago. You knew that was coming up.
So you talked to Celia from TMZ, and that clip was everywhere. Your response to 50 Cent. Your response to 50 Cent.
That was Tasha. That wasn't Naturi.
Your response to 50. And what he was saying up here about Omari, and you basically saying like Omari was Ghost was Power, so you didn't agree with what 50 said up here. That picked up everywhere. And did you regret saying that? Is that why you were like, oh my God? Or
I don't regret saying anything that I say in most cases, but I think that I was just being honest, and it's no shade to 50. He has his feelings, and I don't know all of the issues that went down, like I said in that interview. But I think overall, I was just trying to express that, Power was something that started this whole journey of creating Stars, the Stars app. And I'm grateful for the opportunity, and 50 and Courtney gave me that opportunity. So, at the end of the day, I know that there's politics involved in their positions as well. So I respect 50, but I also have to honor what Omari Hardwick brought to the table. And all I said in that interview was that, I feel like he is kind of a staple in the Power world, that we can never undervalue him either. So I just think that as people, particularly as Black people, I'll just say this, as Black people, we have to remember to be okay with valuing each other and really celebrate those moments when we get to a plateau or a high moment in our careers. Even in your field, you know, you guys negotiate and do deals because you know your worth.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be somebody who tells you, nah, you're not worth that. You shouldn't. And that's debatable, and that's not for me to say what money he should. I'm not in anybody's, checks. I focus on my check.
But know your power,
But
pun intended.
know your power and also know your worth. And it's okay to push for, what you feel you're worth. That's all.
I want to ask, we had Mickey
Taraji
Guyton.
said the same thing. So this is, it's all relative.
We had Mickey Guyton up here, country singer.
Oh, yes.
Was she a member of 3LW?
Yes. So I forgot that Mickey was the first member of 3LW until Adrian and I recently reunited. And Adrian sent me a picture of them with Mickey, and she was singing the national anthem. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right, because they told me there was a country. She was a girl. She wasn't a country artist then, but I think she lived somewhere. And then her parents pulled her out of the group. And I think that's how I wound up getting an audition for, but I had forgot, I was 15. So Adrian remembered and reminded me. And then I was like, I want to meet her one day. I mean, we've never met.
Oh, wow.
She's so dope. Her voice is crazy.
Yeah,
but how, I was thinking like at that time, I was like, girl, you dodged a bullet. But, cause she has her own career. But at the end of the day, I think I'm happy that, whatever happened with 3LW, it was supposed to happen that way, and here I am today.
How does the reunion feel? Because now y'all both are moms.
I know.
And you guys kind of have a shared
it.
experience that none of us will ever understand, good and bad.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. How does that feel? The
me
reunion?
and Adrian talk about we need to probably talk about this in a formal setting, but I'm very grateful that we are reunited. She's a mom, she's a wife, and I'm it's almost like that life brings us closer together, although there was so much tension in that time period. We look back and actually say, oh, remember when that happened? Oh, girl, this is what I was thinking back then. And it actually brings us closer. I'm so happy for her now. I mean, we actually invite each other to each other's homes, and she was at my baby shower. It's just unbelievable that someone that, I didn't think I would ever speak to again is now my friend.
Did y'all make any promises to each other that y'all would never have any issues
Charlamagne,
between each
you
other?
so messy, child. Did y'all make any promises? Stop. We did not. No more. Baby, I'm gonna do right. I'm not even. No, we just continue to support each other, and I don't talk to the promised lady, but
will that never happen? You Keely in.
God is good, and look at what He's done, and in my life, so
Never
you
say
just
never.
can never say never.
So you open to it.
God is good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking about you and Adrian, promising to never have any issues between each other ever again.
I should smack him. I really should. Backhand. This is what I should have did to Tariq.
You want to throw this at? Here, throw this at him. I have these over here just in case all the time.
But so
I wanted to ask Maurice and you, Naturi.
Yeah.
One of the biggest misconceptions, because you said something earlier that was very important about voting.
Yeah.
You have to be an informed voter.
Absolutely.
And one of the biggest things I hear people say is if you try to talk to them about politics, the economy was better under Trump and it's better under Republicans. I learned this in the last couple of months. That's just been a false narrative all of these years that I don't know why
we believed it.
This is misinformation and disinformation. Donald Trump inherited the Obama economy. So whatever economy that you remember when Donald Trump came into office, that was the Obama economy. Again, to me, the Obama economy is the floor. I'm with working families. I want an economy that in many ways focuses directly on the interests of labor unions in ways that we still are trying to get to. But the Obama economy was generating jobs month after month after month. So he inherited that. And then people don't remember. But if you remember 4 years ago, we were under COVID. Millions of jobs were lost, right? People were sheltered in place. And some people say that was COVID. But presidents will face untold crises. COVID happened to be his crisis. What happened when that man faced that crisis? He unraveled. Talking about injecting bleach. And his own health officials say that hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives that didn't have to because the man couldn't keep it together.
All right, well, don't move. We have more with Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ ND, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. We're still kicking in with Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell, the National Director of the Working Families Party. Now, Maurice, can I tell you what I noticed the problem is, though? A lot of people don't have the time to do the research to see if the things that they're researching is right? And I'm going to tell you why.
Absolutely.
I'm getting it from just a swipe.
I'm watching the World Series, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing ads. And people don't know if those ads are real or fake, right?
That's
so if you
correct.
work a 9 to 5 or you have 2 jobs, you come home, you say, you know what, I'm going to turn on the World Series while I cook for my kids. And you're watching these ads. You don't know what to believe or not.
Absolutely.
And most people don't know that a lot of those ads are full of shit.
Yes,
Or when they go online, a lot of the stuff that they're looking for is false. So how do people know what's real or what's not? I mean, they put an ad with me and Charlamagne on there.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, listen. But
when you saw that, you thought your brother sold you out?
No. Well, no, I was just like, this is crazy. And Charlamagne, I know how, political. We did the movie 88 together, which was a political thriller about these very issues in an election and just super PACs. So it's funny because everything you said is so true. Like you don't know and people don't often have time. So what I want to say to add to what you said and Maurice said is that, we're just swiping through social media and that's the only maybe quick in a hurry. It's like fast food.
Right. That's right.
And fast food, you gotta just eat because you gotta eat.
That's right.
Sometimes you don't have time to, or you may not have the resource or the money to go get a real meal. But you gotta eat.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get this burger, or hopefully it is real meat. I don't know, but I'm digesting something that I'm not really sure is right or good for me, and even true.
Yeah, and that's why I encourage everybody, because I believe that the ultimate antiseptic to these lies, it's not just better information, because we need better information. It's relationships, right? Because if I have a trusted relationship with you and you're spouting this, I could be like, yo, all right, MV, let me actually share with you what's up. And we could have a conversation because we trust each other. And, when we were in Philly, we had an amazing closed-door conversation with working-class black men. And we were having real talk.
In a barbershop. We went to a barbershop and just sat. My husband was really a part of that conversation, and all these men sat and talked. I was really observing because, as a woman, I didn't want to be in that conversation because I don't know what black men's struggles or what they're dealing with. But that was such a great thing that, you guys and Working Families organized, because people do need to just sit and talk to each other.
But as a woman, what did you observe in that conversation that Kamala Harris and her team is focusing on right now?
I think a lot of black men felt like, don't just pick me up and use me now. Some people did feel, even with Kamala Harris, at the end of the day, some people are feeling like, oh, now y'all in both parties, now y'all want to focus on black men. Or now there's conversations about so there was a real, some people are frustrated. Some people are feeling, discouraged. And some people are like, no, they were educators and they were all talking. And my husband talked about, the influence of the culture. And they talked about Quavo and different people that are being utilized. But black men were feeling like, are we going to still matter when the election is over? So how do we organize ourselves? And I think they were talking amongst themselves about, what can we do to make sure we're not just used as a tool?
That's right. That's right. Because for far too long, when it comes time to vote, the parties, they come to us. They come to us for so many. They come to our culture for everything. They come to our culture to make money, to start brands, and to get people into these polls. And the day after, it's often crickets when it comes to our agenda, which is why we build organizations like the Working Families Party, so we could hold them all accountable, right? And so to me, I thought it was historic. And so props to VP Harris for having a platform specifically for black men, right?
She didn't just create that after Barack Obama made those comments a week ago.
No.
She's been doing that.
I know that she's been working on it, right?
But there's a narrative that it feels like it's just happened, but that's not true.
And that agenda to me is the floor. Props to Black Men Bill, props to Phil Agnew and Black Men Bill and the 9 bars, right? There are all types of platforms for black men, right? So I'm happy that happened. I think it's historic to have a major candidate actually address our issues. That shows we have power, right? And also, I want to dispel this misinformation that black men don't vote, or black men don't vote for or vote for black women, or somehow we could lose the black men are engaged, right? Black men are very much engaged. There's one population of people who always vote on freedom more than anybody else that's black women, only rivaled by black men.
That's right.
Right? And so we just need to dispel that, all of this gender war stuff. Any information that's about dividing us in our community is information that is set upon by our enemies. Because they're afraid if we as black people come together. And then the other thing that they're afraid of is when working class black people, Latino people, and working class white people and Native people and Asian people, we all come together. That's the thing that they are definitely afraid of.
That's
right?
why they killed Martin.
Yes.
I mean, and that's exactly all the leaders, and even in the culture. If you can bring people together through music, through the arts, or through what you're speaking or your activism, and literally that transcends color lines, and then before you know it, you have so much power that they can't control you, because essentially power is freedom.
That's right.
And without freedom, that's where we all are fighting for, and that's why voting now matters, because we're fighting not just for power, we're fighting for freedom.
Absolutely.
And that's what's important to us.
That's right.
So how do they support your work, Maurice?
Okay, well, if you want to get in this work between now and Election Day, because we're still talking to voters.
You can.
So I encourage everybody to text the word power, pun intended, to 30403. Power to 30403. You can go to workingfamilies.org. I would love for you to join the Working Families Party. If for whatever reason,
if you want to volunteer, go to the site.
Absolutely. You could volunteer, you could get on board. And if everything or anything I've said aligns with you, then congratulations. You already are a Working Families Party member. You might as well make it official. Come on board and get this work, because we're going to be on the streets in every major swing state. We're also, for folks that might not know this, in California and in New York, there are swing districts, right? And so there are congressional districts. This is an opportunity to be able to make a difference there. And then if you vote in Connecticut and New York, we have a ballot line. And in New York, you could vote row D on the Working Families Party line. You could vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, not on the Democratic Party line, but on row D, the Working Families Party line. Why that's important is that you could say, yes, absolutely. I saw the hate rally at Madison Square Garden. I understand the assignment. I don't want to vote that man in. I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, but I care about the fact that we need to focus our resources on education and healthcare and not on wars abroad, right? Then you can vote on the Working Families Party line, which says, this is my candidate choice, but this is also the agenda I vote on. And in those states, you could do that.
Policies that you believe in, and making sure that we take care of us at home and not just abroad.
That's right.
We need people to support us here in America, in these cities. So that's also why we do what we do.
There you go. Naturi, Naughton-Lewis.
Yes.
Maurice Mitchell. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate
y'all so
it.
much.
It's the Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shoot.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
So Meg Thee Stallion dropped her documentary in her own words on Amazon Prime. And in the documentary, she talks about everything. It's like it showcases the beginning of her career to where we see her today, the death of her mom, the Tory Lanez shooting, her friendship with Kelsey, a bunch of different stuff. I wanted us to start from the beginning. She goes into detail because I had known that Megan had lost her mom. I had known that her mom was dealing, or like it was like a sudden sickness. But she actually gets more in detail about the moment that she found out her mom was sick and then the passing of her mom. Let's take a listen.
My mama, she called me and she was like, man, I keep having my words. And she was like, I really think something is wrong. Like, I'm talking really slow. I feel funny. I need you to call 911. I don't want to freak out because I don't want to freak her out. It was a tumor in her brain. And we was just like, damn, like, how long this been going on? Like, and what does that mean? It's like she started giving me like a pep talk. Like she knew something was about to happen to her. And then she started having back-to-back seizures. It was like she's just not responding. Like, I'm in shambles. And they had to like put her under. She was just brain dead. Like, so I stayed up there every day. I just was praying that she could just shake back from it. And once I realized she wasn't coming back, I was just like, damn, I can't keep her like this. So I had to make the decision to, I guess, pull the plug. She just passed like the next day.
You know, I went to sleep after her mother passed, but it wasn't just that her mother passed. Like, her mother was her world.
Everything.
Her best friend, her manager, the assistant, the and she was sitting in the court. You see her sitting in, like, with Megan practicing her dance, and she like, no, she was teaching her how to breathe on stage. Like, it was
because her mom used to rap.
Her
mom used to rap, and you can see that her mother was living her dreams through Megan, so she was like the perfect everything for me.
And when I saw that part, I thought, like, man, like, all this was happening when Big Old Freak was getting big. This was 2019.
Big Old Freak, yep.
Yeah, so she was like, you know, things were moving for her, and it was finally paying off, and then this happens. And then after that was the shooting. The shooting happened, and so her mom passed away in March 2019, and then she was shot in July 2020, and she called it in the documentary the worst year of her life. Now, she does get into Tory in that whole time, explains her friendship, how they became friends. They bonded over the fact that they had both lost their mothers. And then she talks about sleeping with Tory Lanez. Let's take a listen to that.
I used to be so confident in myself, and I used to be, it wouldn't have been a time where anybody would have asked me about somebody, and I would have been like, you know, I would have been like, so, okay, yeah, I did that. I like to what about it? But the way, like, they have villainized me for being this type of person, it started to make me second guess myself. Yes, bitch, I lied to Gayle King, bitch. First of all, I didn't know that bitch was even gonna ask me about that. She's always want to talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I this like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Bitch, you kept catching me out of my mind. I find myself consumed in the part, and I'm like, wait, this is not what this is about. If my mom was here, I wouldn't be going through this.
The world went crazy when that clip dropped online. Now, people were arguing about this, about, you know, she's admitting that she's lying, and how is she admitting that she's lying, and he's sitting in jail, and, you know, all of that. And Tory's team actually came out with a statement and said that the fact that Megan lied about her sexual relationship with Tory is obviously makes her an unreliable witness. If someone lies in front of millions of people, how can you trust what they say any other time? And, you know, he's trying to appeal right now, and they're saying that, you know, they're going to include any false statements that were ever made by Megan. Now, I will point out, people were acting like she didn't get on stand and admit that she had slept with Tory the second day that she was testifying in court, back when the trial was happening.
It's not like if she made those statements, if she made those false statements on the stand, that's a different story, but she didn't.
No, she talked about it in court.
That's what I just said. If she didn't make those false statements on the stand, then it don't matter.
Yeah, so, but people were making it seem like this was a revelation that would, like, bring Tory home. It won't. It didn't help him when they were in court. So I don't know. But also, too, I will say that in the documentary, when she talks about Kelsey, because people were also surprised that Kelsey was in the documentary, because Kelsey, who used to be her best friend and assistant, and her no longer speaks since all of the shooting stuff. I was like, wow, her and Kelsey were also super, super close. Like, Kelsey was around, you know, during the passing and the time of her mom. They'd been friends for years. She kind of stepped into the place that Megan's mom was in at one point, helping her on the road, and then all that just ended. I know I said this before, but I was sitting there thinking, like, she really don't have nobody. Like, her mom is not here. Her dad is not here. She's not friends with Kelsey anymore. It's like, dang.
So to go back up to the Tory thing real quick, I don't understand why people don't believe two things can be true. Like her having sex with Tory doesn't have anything to do with the shooting incident. Like, I see everybody saying Meg lied, so they're trying to say if she lied about that and she lied about the shooting. I don't believe those two things have anything to do with each other.
I think it's because it's the lying about sleeping with Tory. There was she was not consistent in a lot of her statements about what happened. There was a lot of inconsistencies there. So people are basically saying, like, if you talk about that in court, you're not a consistent witness. It's hard to pin somebody for something like shooting.
But in court,
someone.
she told the truth about sleeping with Tory.
She did, but at the same time, there was, like, even the detective said that a lot of things that she was saying in court were not consistent with what she told police prior to that. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're just saying, like, yo, how you believe her?
Inconsistency.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't really care. I was more concerned about her calling Gayle King a bitch over and over. Like, Meg, respect your elders.
No, as a girl, I mean, it was a little
No,
hard to hear.
No, ain't no as a girl.
As a girl,
respect
you know,
your
she
elders.
just being like,
no, that is your elder.
Like, okay.
No, it's different. If
I wouldn't say
if
that.
y'all the same age,
I wouldn't say that.
I understand.
Not
That's
about
your
Gayle King.
elder. No, I know. I'm not letting y'all get that. Nope, that is your elder.
So she got to come out with an apology for that.
I mean, come out with an apology.
That's up to her, but my point is, I'm sitting there listening to it as a nice Southern man. Like, damn, why you keep calling Gayle King a bitch over and over? Like, you
like, that's your homegirl. She be in a group chat.
That ain't your little friend.
The first time I heard it was a little. It was like,
that ain't your little friend now.
Oprah gonna hear this, girl.
That ain't your little friend. Now, I do agree. Gayle ain't had no business asking you that. All right, but
Well,
that ain't your little friend.
That's Gail's job.
Interviews.
Not really.
She didn't say disrespectful. She was asking because she was trying to see how close they were in that relationship.
But
when
that was also
when that
the
shooting
rumor.
happened. Yeah,
There was the rumor at the time was that her and
I don't
Kelsey
even
were
look
getting
at
into it on
I don't
Tory.
even look at Gail as that type of interviewer to ask.
but she
those
was
type of
talking
questions.
about the shooting, and they were talking about how close they
It's
were.
not her being messy. It was relevant to the case.
Yeah, I think it was relevant.
Why was it relevant to the case?
Because the conversation at the time was that her and Kelsey were arguing over Tory because they both had been dealing with
It's
him.
definitely relevant.
And that Kelsey
Gail shoulda
found
asked
out that
that.
Meg had slept with or had been with Tory.
Yes,
I mean,
it was
that
definitely
Kelsey
relevant.
found out, about Meg. So I don't understand why not ask.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't like her calling her a bitch over and over. Respect your elders. That's all.
All right. Well, that was Jess with the Mess with Lola Rosa. Charlamagne, who you giving your donkey to?
Listen, 4 after the hour, we need the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno, Nevada to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with them. Speaking of respecting your elders.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Some donkey today just saw themselves.
I've been watching Charlamagne. I was ready for it.
I never heard of donkey the other day. What is it?
I'm a donkey.
Say it again, Charlamagne.
I'm a donkey.
Yes, you are a donkey.
So I'll show you how to act a donkey.
Everything that Charlamagne is saying is true.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Friday, November 1st goes to the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno, Nevada, in particular the security there. Here's one thing I would never understand about security. It's the same thing I don't understand about law enforcement. I know you have a job to do and I respect it, but why you gotta be so extra about your job? In the words of the Joker, why so serious? Why? See, there was a woman named Heather Venus who was a regular at the Nugget Casino in Reno for the last 3 years. Heather and her medical dog, Cherry, would visit the casino at least 4 to 5 times a week. She has a medical dog who is trained to alert Heather if she is about to have a seizure. Let me tell you how Heather describes the Nugget Casino. She said, they know who we are. When we come in, they automatically bring me water for my dog. The dog gets free drinks at the Nugget Casino. But Atlanta News First said what is typically a home away from home atmosphere was quickly changed a couple of weeks ago when a security guard approached her and told her she had to leave. Would you like to know why she had to go? Let's go to Atlanta News First for the report, please.
Heather Venus says she's been a regular at the Nugget Casino in Reno for the last 3 years. Sometimes Venus says she visits her friends 4 to 5 times a week at the casino. Accompanying Venus on her trips is her medical dog, Cherry, who is trained to alert Venus if she's about to have a seizure. What is typically a Cheers-like atmosphere for Venus quickly changed 2 weeks ago when a security guard approached her and told her to leave because Cherry was not present. On that day, Venus says Cherry had just gotten fixed. Since her fiance was with her at the casino, she felt like she was safe to leave Cherry home if she had a medical episode. Venus considered the Nugget her safe place and adds that not being able to see her friends there has been heartbreaking. Now, all she wants is an apology and for the Nugget to educate their staff on how to handle others with medical dogs. The Nugget issued a statement that says in part, "Service animals are always welcome at our property and our team is trained to ensure that all guests are treated with respect and in accordance with federal and state law."
Poor Heather. She had no idea she was the plus one. You didn't get the hint when they were bringing your dog free drinks, but not you. They used to bring the dog water, okay, all the time. We live in a world where security trusts you with your dog over your fiance. I understand humans are not, reliable in 2024. I get it, but Nugget Casino, cut it out. This is what I mean when I say security takes their job too serious. You told this woman that if the dog stayed at home, she should have stayed at home with the dog. Let me ask you a question, security. Once the service dog, Cherry does his job and alerts Heather she's about to have a seizure, you do know once the dog does that, then humans and God have to take over. The dog can't do anything for her after he alerts her. So her having her fiance there is actually better. Okay, Heather says she didn't take Cherry that day because she had just gotten Cherry fixed and she felt like it was safe to leave her service dog at home since she was with her fiance in case she had a medical emergency. I agree. Okay, a service animal is essential to some folks, but just because someone has a service dog doesn't mean they need the animal every second of the day, especially if they have a perfectly good human with them. Remember us? Okay. I know, in the world of service animals and AI, we can get lost, but human lives matter. All right. Kicking this woman, Heather, out is like saying, we don't trust you to be here without your service dog, nor do we trust that you can take care of yourself. Your dog knows better than you do. This really feels like y'all got y'all sensitivity training from an episode of The Office. Okay, you got people in that casino gambling away their life savings. You got people in that casino drinking themselves to death. But you tell a woman without her service dog, she gotta go. That's where you draw the line. Even though she's there with her fiance. Y'all heard the statement that the Nugget Casino released, right? Where they said they are fully committed to complying with all ADA requirements, and they welcome all guests with disabilities who use service animals. Service animals are always welcome at our property, and our team is trained to ensure that all guests are treated with respect and in accordance with federal and state laws. While we can't comment on specific incidents, we remain dedicated to offering an exclusive environment for all our guests. Heather, it just boils down to this. The Nugget Casino likes your dog more than you, okay? Cherry is the invited guest, okay? And you are the plus one. In fact, they think you are Cherry's service human. That's the only explanation, okay? They don't care about you or your disability. They care about the dog. And the irony of this story, at least to me, is the older I get and the more I get to know people and hear stories like this, the more I realize why Noah only allowed animals on the ark. Please give the Nugget Casino Resort the biggest hee-haw.
That's so backwards.
Cold world.
Normally people have issues with the service animal, not the people.
Cold world.
All right. And guys, he meant seizure, not Caesar. Caesar's a haircut. It's a salad.
You should never mention Caesar.
Seizure.
You should shut up. You should be quiet.
He meant seizure.
Yo, Envy, you up
You should be quiet.
He meant
you
seizure.
lack so much self-awareness. You should be quiet.
He meant seizure, ladies and gentlemen. Shh. He meant seizure. Shh.
I'm staying out of this one.
Just stay out of it.
I am.
Okay, you shush. All right.
You know what? I'm gonna beat your ass, man. You play too much.
You
That might have been your Charlotte. That might have been your best joke. That might have been your best joke. And you ain't even tried.
I wasn't joking.
Yo.
Who be joking? That's what y'all problem is. Y'all think Uncle Charlotte be joking. I don't be joking.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
You should never mention Caesar. That yo.
And there you go.
Why you go with it?
Sorry.
There you go
Sorry.
with it.
I'm a never.
But it was seizure, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway.
Why would you go back?
You don't listen.
When we come back, we have Kayden Mingo joining us. Kayden Mingo plays in Long Island. He's a 4-star combo guard. Out of ESPN's Top 100, he's a top 10 player. And this morning, he's going to decide what college he's going to live on air.
You having hot flashes over there? We can hear the wind.
It's hot as hell. Y'all ain't hot?
Charlene with the edges. What is going on?
Damn. Climate changes.
That's the devil in him right there for all doing all that devilish acts. But all right. Kayden Mingo, when we come back, is The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Well, we got a special guest in the building. We got the brother, Kayden Mingo. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you feeling, man?
It's a pleasure to be here. It's really a blessing.
Happy to have you, man. Tell them who Kayden Mingo is for those who don't know.
Kayden Mingo, young kid from Long Island, Farmingdale, New York. Got 2 brothers, 2 loving, great parents. Just a young kid trying to be great at what he does.
Amazing basketball player.
4-star combo guard.
Yeah. I would say point guard, but you know it's a blessing to really be noticed as with the stars next to your name and everything, and have my name continue to rise and rise.
So today's a very special day. But before we get into that, let's talk about how you got into basketball and the love for basketball, because basketball has changed. I'm sure for your pops, back in the day, playing the part. And that's how you got your skills up. Nowadays, it's a lot of training and more training. So let's talk about how you started your love for basketball and what made you run and put in the effort and time to do it.
Yeah, I got you. My pops never really played basketball. He was more of a football player. So I ain't never get none of that from him, really. He would always be in the gym with us and help us.
The athleticism, though.
Yeah,
the athleticism,
a little bit. And then when I was younger,
damn, pops.
I was looking back like, dang.
He wasn't really much of an athlete. He wasn't much of an athlete. Big.
He was in the field. He went to the games.
Just big.
But I mean, did he play?
His jersey was the cleanest jersey, boy.
And then when I was younger, my parents always just had us, with my older brother, because he played basketball. He was growing up. He was in high school when we was younger, and I would always, me and my little brother would be running around in the middle of the games and stuff, playing one-on-one versus each other. So I would really say, just looking up to him as a role model, that's that's when I wanted to play basketball. That's where I got it from.
When you fall in love with it, though?
Yeah.
Fall in love with it.
Did you take it serious?
Probably around middle school. Around middle school. You know, seeing your name get out there more and more people notice you, it becomes something you know, begin to really have more of a love for.
I always wonder how you keep it from feeling like a job. Like when you are in the position that you in, you know, you going to college, I'm sure you got pro aspirations. How do you keep it from feeling like work?
Just reminding yourself that you do this for fun. That's why you started playing for fun, and it's just a sport. It's not who you are or anything. It's just something you do.
And what about your grades? Now, you know, a lot of times your grades you don't really focus on school because you play basketball so much. How are your grades and how are you making sure you are focused?
Yeah, my pop's the principal, so he don't.
Oh, your pop the principal? Oh, he don't play that?
Nah, he don't play that. I've been on honor roll every quarter in high school, so I would say I'm pretty solid with all that.
Man, you said something just not as powerful. You said basketball is just something you do. It's not who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I read a lot of Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, The Power of Intention, and that's something that he always says. You are not what you do. You know, like a lot of us get caught up in that. When did you learn that mentality?
It's still something I work on, you know, because it could become stressful, you know, with the ups and downs. But I would say I'm still working on it. But that's something my parents taught me. And one of my high school coaches always emphasized, Coach Jay. He always tell us that and remind us. So I would say probably 9th grade is when I got introduced to it. My parents always let me know about the concept of it.
Now, what players inspired you, like coming up? Or like, even right now, like who are your biggest inspirations?
Right now, NBA players?
Yes, NBA players.
NBA players.
Or retired players, either or.
Yeah, I was blessed enough to have Melo in my circle and play with Kayden since young. So I would say he's taught me a lot. He's took me under his shoulder. And then right now, I like Tyrese Maxey a lot with Philly. And, you know, how he operates and how he was able to, you know, at such a young age, become one of the faces of the program.
What do you like about Maxey's game?
Everything. He could really score. He pass. He play on or off the ball. I think it's similar to my game.
You won co-MVP. You mentioned Kayden. You won co-MVP at the Aces Hustle and Hearts Classic along with Kayden. Winning that, like, what was that like for you? What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. You know, with the Aces, with the history of how many players have came through, and it was a good game. It was a good thing that we won the game because it was real close, hard fought. I really appreciate them for recognizing what I did and how I played and congratulating me with that award.
Do you feel like it should have been a co-MVP? Or you feel like you just deserved it all?
I felt like the co-MVP was good. Kayden played well also.
Kayden busting ass.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think I used to be taller than Kayden.
You was never taller than Kayden.
What are you talking about?
He came out the womb taller than you.
Out your mind.
He came out the womb taller.
It's crazy. I think about stuff like that.
What year was that? 2024. How long ago was that? Because you about what, like 5'2"? 4'11".
Kayden, what, 15? Probably 15, 14 years ago.
15, Kayden 17.
17, well, that's probably 16 years ago. You've never been that tall.
He never had to stand
Never
up
at
and
all.
go to the cabinets. That's crazy.
What's your relationship like now? You and Kayden?
Yeah, we cool. That's my guy. You know, real close with him on and off the court. That's my dude.
What advice does Melo give y'all?
He just tells us to be ourselves and don't change for anybody and just stay confident through everything and just be level-headed.
All right, when we come back, we have more with Kayden Mingo. Now, ESPN has him as a top 10 high school player. And when we come back on air live, he's going to decide what college he's going to. So we're going to get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Kayden Mingo. He's a high school player, a 4-star combo guard out of Long Island, and he's about to decide what college he's going to next year live on The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne?
Is New York full of distractions, man? I feel like New York would be like very full of distractions for young ball players like yourself.
You could say so. But, you know, a lot of different parties and different things going on and people trying to, you know, get to you when you start to get a name a little bit. But I would say you just gotta stay focused. Keep doing what got you to where you are.
The beauty of it is it seems like you got a strong circle, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they keep you grounded.
For sure.
All right.
Now, you made the decision to say that you wanted to announce what school you wanted to go here on The Breakfast Club. What made you want to make that decision to say, I want to do it, not necessarily a conventional way, but to come up here and do it on The Breakfast Club? I mean, we appreciate it, but I'm just curious to what the reason was.
It's a first. This has never happened.
Nah, never happened.
That's one of the reasons it never happened before. And, you know, there's been celebrities up here with y'all, so I was really blessed to have the opportunity. And, you know, it was just an idea that me and my agency came up with, and then we just made it work from there. As soon as they asked me, I said, yeah, for sure.
Your top finalists were Georgia, Penn State, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. What is it about those schools that got them to be your top 4 choices?
Definitely the relationship with the staff, I would say, with all the people in those rooms, and the type of people that they are. Having conversations with them, you could get a little bit of a sense of who they are, and the fit with the school, the opportunity ahead, just feeling somewhere. Like with those 4 schools, I feel like I could thrive at any one of them.
And when you're sitting around with your circle, like when you're talking about things that the school has, what's a non-negotiable for you? Like, this school has to have this for me to go. The girls?
Nah.
This guy's stupid.
All of these schools have girls. None of these.
All these schools have girls.
You know what I mean when I say the girls. The girls. It's the difference between girls and the girls.
Nah, I got it.
You know
What's wrong with you, man? Come on.
He ain't never been nowhere.
I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
What was the question again?
What's a non-negotiable? Like, what does school have to have?
Well, we never really talked about that, but I would just say, I feel like as far as the coaches go, I feel like me as a family, me and us as a family, we feel like we have to have somebody in position and guiding me. That's a God-fearing man, I would say.
Dope.
I do have a question. A lot of these players like yourself go to these colleges and they one and done. Is that what you're thinking right now? Is that what's on your mind?
I would love to go one and done, but it's just all God's time. However long it takes, or even if I don't play in NBA, I would whatever's in store for me.
What about the academic side? You know what you would want to study?
I was thinking finance and psychology. Yeah.
All right. Well, now the time is now. Kayden Mingo is about to decide what college he is going to take his talents to. It is between Georgia, Penn State, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. Let's give the mic to Kayden Mingo. What do you think? This is big. This is big.
Next year I'll be attending.
Okay. Where we going?
Penn State, ladies and gentlemen. Penn State.
Congratulations.
Wow.
As the family starts taking over. Penn State.
Come on, family, stand up.
Hey, congratulations.
What was it? Why, of all the 4 schools, Penn State won you over? What was the deciding factor for Penn State?
Just like we talked about, I felt like it was the best fit, best opportunity, best style of play, and also the best relationship with the coaches, especially Coach Rose, the head coach. And I just feel like this is the best place I could thrive, and the place I could thrive the most at.
You got any partners there? Like anybody that's already playing there? That's
already playing?
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Mason Blackwood coming with me though. That's my guy. He played in New York versus New York with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna make some noise next year then?
Yeah. We gonna try.
Well, you make sure you send us some jerseys and congratulations.
For sure. Thanks a lot.
I love it, y'all.
Don't think too far into the future though. I know that you got NBA aspirations, but you got to go bust ass at Penn State first.
100%.
I got a friend that went to Penn State, and then when he played there, he went right to the NFL. Yeah, Devin Steele. Yep, so it's a great school.
Gotcha.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kayden Mingo, if you haven't heard his name, look him up. He's from Long Island, 4-star guard combo. He is going to Penn State next year. Make sure you support this brother and all that.
And it's dope. You guys seem like you got a real stable situation. You got your family, you got your girl. You're gonna be good. Just stay away from them white women up
He
there.
said God fear.
Say that again.
I'm just saying.
How do you know you got a white woman now? You don't be assuming.
I don't. You're right. But I'm just telling you. Stay away from the white women up there.
All right. Listen. Do you learn a lesson today?
Kayden like, damn, why'd I come up here, man? I was good.
I'm telling them the truth. Okay. They gonna be praying on you. I'm telling you. You know that. I know you putting them. I know his daddy putting them on. Listen to your father.
We're happy
and your mom.
for you. Congratulations.
Thank y'all. Thanks a lot.
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kayden Mingo. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And now it's time for Pass the Aux.
Go. DJ, cause that's my DJ. Say go DJ, cause that's my DJ. Yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
What's up, Nyla?
Big Nyla.
What's up, guys? Back again with the vibes.
I love that merch.
Thank
Certified
you.
Vibe.
Certified Vibe
Yes,
merch.
Thank you. We're not selling it yet. I'm only just giving it to the homies. I'm going to bring you guys some at some point before the year ends. But I'm excited because there's a lot of music that dropped, a lot of good music. We already talked about Tyler when he dropped Noid, but since the project dropped and it made a lot of noise, I want to highlight the Sexy Red Glorilla record, Sticky. No, you are definitely the biggest Glorilla fan I've ever met in my life. Yo, I get in the car, it's turning on, and the house is playing. You wake up to it. It's really intense for you.
7 p.m. Friday and they ain't got you. Okay, welcome to the club.
I like Big Lo. And it's crazy we was having a conversation last week about Tyler, the Creator, and where he stands. Tyler got to be top 3 of the last 15. This guy's doing 350,000 this week.
The numbers are there.
He's got it. And
People don't do them numbers
he always
like that
delivers.
But what class is he in?
That's a
Big
great
3
question.
of, even though he's been out, he really has been out since blog era.
The Big 3 was just something manufactured by the industry. It's okay to say that.
Oh, all right.
It is. It is. Like, because yes, we know it was Drake, it was Kendrick, it was Cole, but there was others.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They may not have been doing the numbers that those guys were doing back then, but they've been somebody like Tyler's been so consistent to where now, again, he's doing 300-something thousand. He's already got the Grammys and everything else. Like, Tyler, that guy.
And I went with that record in particular just because he was so niche to now be doing records with like a Glorilla and a Sexy who got that mainstream appeal. It just really speaks to his growth. So shout out to Tyler. Super excited and happy for him. And I really want to go to Camp Flog Knock, actually. That lineup is sick.
Oh, I was supposed to be hosting that. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
That line,
yeah, but you want to go?
Yeah, I want to go.
Okay, let's talk.
Yes, please. Okay. Also, Megan dropped the album last week, but we didn't get to talk about it, so we're going to do Bigger in Texas.
That's okay, Meg. But I had no idea Meg put out an album.
Yeah, I had no clue either.
None.
What? I'm like, why are we applauding that?
I don't know why.
I seen the video that she shot with Slim Thug and all the Texas artists, Paul Wall and all them.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she did an album.
It's Act 2 to the first one.
I don't say I had no idea.
There's no way Meg Thee Stallion put out an album. That's a lot. For real?
Yeah. Stop. Why do you think
know.
the documentary came out?
I thought that was on
she
its
just
own.
was doing all this just because she had that song moving.
No, that song is on an album.
Okay.
What
Act
the heck
2
is going on?
Yes.
Salute to Megan.
Bigger in Texas, but the whole project is tough. If you're a fan of Tina Snow, you would like that album in particular. Which, side note, my interview made it to the Meg documentary. I was so hyped.
Congratulations.
Yes,
I
thank
saw
you.
that last night. Now it's time for the claps.
Yeah, now it's fine. My only complaint is they put interviewer 2 instead of my name. So
Damn.
if you're listening, my name is
I know
Nyla
you number
Symone.
2. Well, number 1. But okay.
Is it fair use for documentaries? Don't they got to ask permission for that?
They usually have to get clearance.
Oh, well then that would be... See, but they didn't put my face. They only used the voice.
Yeah, but they
and then
used
put
your
her
content.
face.
They didn't put your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how that works.
They didn't use your
on.
face.
Either way, I just
damn.
want my credit, okay? So, yeah, I'll be waiting on that. And then, so Jacquees just dropped a project, baby making project. He just had a baby. And the single on there is called Touchdown.
Why they be playing with Jacquees? Like, I like his music.
Yo, I really like Jacquees.
I like Jacquees' music.
Jacquees get busy. I like Jacquees. He's a good, just hanging out with Jacquees when I went on that R&B tour. He's a good dude, too. Like, he's a really good dude. So, salute to Jacquees.
Sounds very Pretty Ricky-ish.
Why you always hating on Pretty Ricky?
Who says I'm hating?
I remember that I was playing something and you was like, that don't got nothing on Jodeci, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, why we just can't enjoy
it? That's two different conversations.
But I'm just
trying to compare Pretty Ricky to Jodeci?
I wasn't trying to compare. I was just enjoying.
No, you not number 2.
I was
number 1. Yeah. Don't do the Jodeci to Pretty Ricky. It's crazy.
No, I was just enjoying Pretty Ricky. And he's like, you call this R&B. You call this R&B and then play Jodeci.
You would never, Charlotte, you would never put on Pretty Ricky to just like vibe?
No. I like Pretty Ricky though, but not the vibe. Like not for the bedroom. No, not me.
It wasn't.
Y'all generation different though. Y'all was on drugs, so it's like
when Pretty Ricky dropped, I was not on drugs.
Yo,
I was like
a kid.
14 with a sidekick.
Oh, okay, yeah, Pretty Ricky dope. But compared to the Jodeci, no.
You compared them to Jodeci?
I didn't compare them to Jodeci. I was just enjoying.
No, we were debating something. I ain't just bring that up randomly.
I was playing R&B, like R&B that is just a vibe, and he was like, "That ain't it." And
that's what I'm trying to say. Because if you talking R&B, like Pretty Ricky, when they came in, Pretty Ricky to me was like a group that was kind of it was popish and it had hip hop elements. It wasn't like straight the R&B I grew up on.
I don't even know how y'all compared it to. Like how they in the same conversation.
The
like
feeling is different when you listen.
No disrespect to Pretty Ricky.
Okay, well, Jacquees' feeling gives nostalgic. It gives 90s R&B, right?
Pretty Ricky-ish.
Pretty Ricky-ish?
That's early 2000s.
That's an insult for you.
I
can't stand it's like the MySpace, like those days of R&B.
I don't see Jacquees and Pretty Ricky together either.
I'm just saying that record in particular.
don't see that either.
The sound is like, y'all know what he's trying to get to.
Yes,
like the
that
sound is like
record.
very like put it on my MySpace page.
I'm not agreeing
That's not an
with
insult.
him.
It's just a ranking of a timeline.
It's not an insult at all. Because I didn't.
Jacquees.
I have not hated. I don't diss Pretty Ricky. I like
I don't
him.
understand how people be trying to act like Jacquees don't make good music. I like his music.
Yeah, he got mad hits, honestly. Love Jacquees. Shout out to him.
Salute to Jacquees.
And then if you guys haven't already, make sure y'all follow me on the gram at Nyla Symone, NYLA SYMONEE. I got a playlist. All you gotta do is click the link in bio. Make sure you guys follow it. And make sure you guys follow at Certified Vibe and at We Need to Talk, my podcast page. We drop a new episode every week.
All right. Well, thank you, Nyla Symone.
Big Nyla,
Anytime.
certified Viber.
Now, when we come back, of course, welcome home, Young Thug. Let's play some Thug joints, all right? Let me know what Thug joints you want to hear. 800-585-1051. It's a Friday. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And again, congratulations to Kayden Mingo. He's a Long Island basketball player, 4-star combo this morning, which was a first. He actually released what college he was going to. He is ESPN's top 100 player. He's actually top 10 as a high school player. And he released that he is going to Penn State. It's the first time we've ever done that up here. So congratulations to that young man and salute to his family.
Salute to that brother, man. Wish him nothing but the best. Stay away from those white women at Penn State. You know, work hard. Keep God first like you've been doing.
He said he has a girlfriend.
He did say he had a girlfriend. That's good.
Yeah.
I asked his dad, what's the secret to, the success of just raising great kids? And he said, God.
God, that's right.
That's it. Taking them to church every Sunday and, making them believe in a higher power. So salute to that brother, man.
That's right. And also salute to Naturi, Naughton-Lewis, and Maurice Mitchell for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Naturi mentioned a movie that, we worked on. Our executive producer. It's called 88. It's a political thriller. It stars Naturi Naughton and Brandon B. Dixon and Orlando Jones. And you can watch that movie on Hulu, by the way. Hulu, Apple TV. I can't remember what, Prime Video. Yeah, so if you're not doing anything this weekend, check out 88. Came out like a year ago.
Or if you're not doing anything, because you could do both. If you're not doing anything this weekend, Saturday, November 2nd, y'all get on Amazon Prime, get on Amazon's Twitch account, because I'm going to be hosting a live stream for Little Louisiana Fest. And they are doing the Hot Boy reunion during Little Louisiana Fest. So we'll be there. We'll be talking about all of that. We'll be doing some interviews for you guys as well. So tune in. Shout out to Wayno and Mouse Jones, who'll be, my co-host for that evening. So I'm excited. I'm heading to New
Name
Orleans.
all the hot boys right now.
Leave me alone, Charlamagne. I'm not naming nothing.
Tell her name four.
I'm not like, leave me alone.
Name the hot boys.
No.
Name 4.
I just need you to know you going to New Orleans. These are things that people going to know.
I can name
Don't
the
go
hot
out there embarrassing us, okay?
Wayne, BG, Juvie, Turk.
All right. Just
Stop
making sure.
playing
I'm
with
just
me.
making sure.
I think sometimes you forget who you be sitting across from. Like,
No,
I'm
I know who I'm
up
sitting
here
across
with
from.
you for
That's
a
why I'm
reason.
asking you.
No, stop playing.
You're not from that era.
Why? I might not be from the era, but the era didn't transcend down to where we was at.
There's only 4 hot boys. No, those are the 4 that you named. Congratulations.
I'm just making sure.
I think sometimes them
They were
heavy
trick
brows,
questions.
it messes up like your thinking
Nope.
and your you know what I mean?
I'm just making sure.
I wouldn't be sitting right here if I couldn't name and do certain things.
That is not
correct?
true.
Well, that's on you.
That's
on you.
You come from a
Watch the
different
company
era.
you keep.
The 90s, early 2000s, that was our era. I'm just making
The
sure.
hot boys, though.
You know what? Ask him to name the members of Pretty Ricky.
Name the members of Pretty Ricky.
Spectacular. See, I can't. That's it. That's all I know. Pleasure P. Spectacular, Pleasure P. It's something with an M in him. Was it Ephraim?
The guy that got arrested. Come on, you know his name.
I don't. That's
Diamond.
my point. See, Envy just proved my point exactly.
Name the members of B2K.
Omarion, Razby, Lil Fizz, and who I'm missing? I'm about to say Lil Twist. Ain't no Lil Twist.
No,
in
Lil
BTK.
Twist said that he Young Money.
Lil Fizz, Razby, Omarion, J-Boog.
J-Boog.
See? But that's my point. That's not my era.
But
And you didn't know the Hot Boys till you saw the flyer for Louisiana.
the hot boys transcended, okay? Like, don't do that.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear
Eddie.
Happy birthday to you. Wait.
That's right. You give him a nice Dallas Cowboys cake. Y'all know what time it
to our
is.
very own Eddie, our producer up here. He's a huge Giants and Cowboys fan. So this morning,
he's from Philadelphia, though. I don't know how that happened.
He wears a lot of green, but we just wanted
I don't
to
know
give
how
him-
you born and raised in Philly, wear Philly Eagles merchandise, but you really a Cowboy fan on the low. I
just really realized that, Eddie. No, for real, you do be acting like a Phillies fan, but then they did decorating Cowboys stuff
It's
today.
crazy.
Yes, it is.
Happy born
Happy
day,
birthday.
Eddie F.
Thank you, guys.
All right. When we come back, we got the positive notice, the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. Now it's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, I do. The positive note is simply this. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Have a great weekend.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?